Oh boy, I haven't put resin together for quite some time. I think it's clean. Yeah, okay, fine. Hi, can you hear me? Awesome. I'm just trying to figure out if my glue was actually working or if it had died. But it seems like it's working, so that's a good thing, I guess. I'm just trying to find my pliers very quickly, which I know they're here somewhere, but... Ah, there you go. Got them. Cool. Well, I'm just gonna clip some things quickly. Otherwise, this will be really boring. I'm just trying to put together my Canoness for the Sisters of Battle. Because I've spent the entire day working and typing and writing, and I don't know how long my hands are going to last for. So I thought I would do the best that I can with the amount of time that I have, which is admittedly not a lot. By the way, I'm not on a timer today. I am just purely vibing and chilling, doing some hobby, tackling my pile of shame, which gets bigger every single day. And hopefully, if I get along well, you will see how I paint this evil guy. Yeah, Finecast sucks. I'm literally, like, I was just thinking to myself, I can't remember the last time I actually had to paint or clip something on Finecast. It was a long time. I think it must have been, oh, Lilith from the Dark Eldar? Something like that. And that was when I was in uni doing my master's, so that must have been 2013, really long time. Hi, more people joining. I'm just I'm just doing some prep for the mini that I'm putting together, just to let you know. So I will hopefully start doing exciting stuff, well, more exciting than just clipping stuff out of the spruce in just a moment. But yeah, how have you guys been? Hope you all having good Monday. Oh my god, it's Monday. Not entirely sure I know what day I live in, but it is Monday. And it is going alright, sort of, I think. As long as I don't clip my own nails, we're fine. Seriously, who decided that Finecast was a good idea? Have you put the fundraiser on the live? No, that would require me being a smart person, and therefore, you know, that would be far too much thinking. But thank you for reminding me. No, I haven't put the fundraiser on the live. I will deal with the consequences of that later. But just to remind everyone who's watching, we are raising funds for Fibromyalgia Action UK in the running up to Fibromyalgia Awareness Week. And I am joined by a bunch of lovely people, two of which are now in the chat. Hi Sam, Ham Ryan. These guys will be doing their painty very shortly in the 30-minute quick paint challenge. I am not putting myself through that again because, you know, I think one time is sufficient. Trying to paint a miniature in 30 minutes is horrendous. And I can't do it. So I know my limitations, and instead I'm just clipping things and gluing, and I will be painting stuff, but just at my own pace. I'll probably won't get past the actual base itself, so, you know, no biggie over there. But yeah, oh my god, this mini is so fiddly. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it on the spruce there. But there you go. Hi Nick. So yeah, just trying to clip this lady finally free from this stupid Finecast mold. Like, seriously, I hate this so much. Like, I'm not even sure if what I'm cutting is actually supposed to be cut or not. Hi, Mike. Ah, oh no, I'm gonna cut her foot. I don't think I've messed it up just yet. No, I think I still have a foot. Yay, I still have a foot. There we go. So anyway, yeah, just quickly recapping for anyone who may have just suddenly joined. This is the first one. It's really a chilled event, kind of like the preamble to the events for the Fibromyalgia Awareness Fundraiser that we are running for Fibromyalgia Action UK, which are one of the biggest charities in the UK that help people like myself with fibromyalgia. Hello, as we know, the rules are for the model, right? Oh yeah, that's it. This is not for myself. It's for you guys who are taking the challenge. But yeah, right, I've cleaned the sprues now, and hopefully this should be a pretty painless process of putting this Sister of Battle together. And then I'll start telling you some stuff about fibromyalgia, which is what I'm supposed to be doing, apart from being upset about Finecast. Oh my god, seriously, who decides the positions these things go in? Like, bonkers. Anyway, this is the reason why hobbying is not particularly great for someone with fibromyalgia that has problems with her hands, like me, because then you need to put your fingers in very uncomfortable positions to put that thing in place. I think it's holding. I'm not gonna touch it. I rebased mine, but I didn't paint it, so I've not broken the rules. You know what? I'll give you that. That's fine. Well, there you go. She has an arm now, and she's gonna stay like that for a while. So in the meantime, I'm gonna start painting this guy. She's my clone executor from Conquest, which is another board game that I collect and that I haven't actually had time to play in quite some time, or paint in quite some time, because, well, my illness kind of limits the amount of time I have for this stuff, and Conquest simply has not been on the top of my list, unfortunately. So let's just make sure that this brush is more or less okay, she says, realizing that it doesn't have a point. And I'm gonna find the right paint, which I'm not sure. See, I decided to paint my guys for this faction, the Spire, in very random, colorful ways, because you don't really know what you're painting with Spire. Like, they are like space zombie-ish elves of doom. Something like that. I can't really put it in any other way. And that's how they go. So mine have all sorts of weird colors. They have like greens and blues and yellows and purple and stuff. And of course, none of the paints I have here are the ones I need. Like, this is classic. This is classic stuff that happens every time I try to paint anything. Right. Okay. That's fine, because I have more paints here. It's just they all cannot fit in this little box. I never know where the cloth ends and the bone starts. Yes, exactly. That is my exact same problem with Spire. Like, seriously, super fun minis to paint, super cool. But you know what? I'll show you guys Mr. Chonky. Mr. Chonky is the best. In case you haven't met Mr. Chonky, I'll bring Mr. Chonky. Here is Mr. Chonky. Notice the size difference between the Sister of Battle and Mr. Chonky. It's a big boy. It's actually called an abomination. But because he's a big one, I call it Mr. Chonky, because it makes me happy. So yeah, I don't really know what any of it is, but I painted it, and there is no color scheme. I'm just going wild, just doing anything and everything with these guys. So yeah, do not expect any type of coherence from what I'm about to do. But yeah, I'm probably gonna use some contrast paints because it has quite a lot of intrinsic decoration. I don't know if you can see it, but it has just a lot of texture. Yeah, he's a big boy. So yeah, I don't actually really like using contrast paints, guys. Like, frankly, I think they're quite terrible. But again, because the fibromyalgia really affects my hands, it's just an easy way of painting, getting stuff painted without having to put a ridiculous amount of time in there. Because I can't wet blend for my life. Like, I'm sure it's not as difficult as it looks, but I just can't do it, and therefore I'm not gonna make a fool of myself. So there you go. He has quite a cool pose. Actually, he has different poses. I think I chose the better one because the other one sort of makes him look a bit more on the defensive. But anyway, but yeah, the minis are huge. Like, even this guy in comparison with just a Sister of Battle, it's yeah, which I like better as well because of the way the illness affects me. It's just easier to hold these minis. Like, I don't even need a handler because, like, I know what I'm doing, you know. And it's just easier. It's nicer painting bigger stuff overall. I mean, maybe that's just me, but my mini, my party. You can't tell me what to do. But yeah, so right now I'm just grabbing some snakebite leather, not to paint leather at all whatsoever. But it's gonna go in this thing, which I think is a weapon. Like, I'm not sure. I think it is. And I don't know if it's bone or wood or something else. Like I said, they're quite ambiguous creatures. I'm just gonna swap it there and hope it works. Like Bob Ross would say, put a little happy snakebite leather over there. It will just make it all much better. It's pretty much my approach to do this. And that's yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with this guy. It's not coming out badly, actually. I'll show you guys in a moment. It's just otherwise I can't quite get the angle properly. As we are at it, and as I quite like talking about the ergonomics of the hobby, these brushes are quite cool. They have this little sort of holder, which really allow better control, and it's just, at least for someone like me, it's just easier to hold them. So if you have not even an illness, but just if you just find it a hard time to hold brushes for a while or whatever, these ones have that little thing there, and it's nice. They were actually quite cheap, I think, as well. There we go. It's looking like something or another. Remotely resembles wood, so we will go with it. But yeah, I also said that I was going to answer a very silly question that someone asked me earlier on my stories, and that I said I would share here now. And the question was something like, if you could choose between flying or breathing underwater without ever having to go to the surface for air, which one would you pick? And I would actually pick breathing underwater without needing to go for air, because I want to be a mermaid, and that's it. I don't need your validation. I want to be a happy mermaid. No, and honestly, because it's cool. Like, I used to swim all the time. I was actually pretty good at it, but unfortunately, with swimming pools in this country, because it doesn't happen to me when I was living in Spain, but swimming pools in this country just have some weird temperature arrangements, and one of the things that really affects me with the fibromyalgia is the drastic change in temperatures. So coming from a moderately warmish pool into a ridiculously warm changing room is it's too much for me to handle over here, and they're not very well ventilated, or at least not local ones. I'm not saying all of them, but not local ones. So I passed out a couple of times in the changing rooms, which is not ideal. So I just kind of had to stop. But I love swimming. I was raised by a port town, so swimming is something that definitely I really enjoy. So being able to swim without having to go up for air every single time would be quite cool. Water is the better choice. So much weird stuff in the ocean. Also true. Like, from the point of view that I'm a historian, it would be super cool, because what if I actually find Atlantis? Like, Atlantis could be out there waiting for me to find it, and if I decided to fly, I wouldn't necessarily see it. But in the water, I could also find the Kraken, which in hindsight may not be a good thing. But anyway, so that's that bit slopped in there. Right, now whilst I think what other color I'm gonna put on this poor Bizarro guy, I'm gonna return to my Sister of Battle. See what I'm doing here? I'm multitasking, which is probably not a good idea, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay, so I think the super glue has settled more or less on her arm. So I am going to put on her backpack, but I need to cut that a bit better because I did a boo-boo with the pliers, and that needs refinement. Flying is better. No traffic if you fly. With a flamethrower, you can pretend to be a dragon. I had not considered this. On the flip side, being a dragon would also be pretty cool. But how often would I? Well, I guess it would also save you a lot of money going on holiday. It's not a bad suggestion. And your clothes and things wouldn't get wet. And like if you were going on the water. I'm maybe reconsidering this. Okay, trying to glue that now. I think it's crap. Right, I think it's staying. I'm just gonna let gravity do its thing, put her down, and carry on painting this guy. So, I'm thinking of something very colorful. I don't know if to go with yellow or purple, maybe even orange. I don't think have I used orange in the rest? I don't think so. I think purple is a general theme that I've put with these guys, but I'm not so sure now. But I have another box of paints because we have a problem with plastic Kraken paints in this house, in case you didn't know. So here is the not organized pile of paint that I will proceed to scour for the color that I actually want, which could potentially be contrast or flesh, not sure. Definitely not Dark Angels green. Nope, not using that. Ah, there you go. Salazar blue. Not Ultramarines blue. I'm not one of those people. And Pterodon turquoise, and still can't find the purple, but we have a lovely Screamer pink right here, which we're gonna rescue from the pile. There we go. Now I have the paints. Do Conquest models glue easily out of the box, or do you have to wash them with soap? No, they are literally just straight out of the box. Except these ones, the ones that come in the this one came in one piece. Like I didn't have to put it together. And these ones I do break. The ones that just come like on the sprues normally, I just deal with them like I would with Warhammer, which maybe is not the best thing to do, but they seem to work fine for me. I didn't wash Mr. Chonky and he survived, so you know. But yeah, I mean, Mike has been doing this for a while longer than me, and yeah, they do glue okay, but a quick wash is always good practice. Good practice, hobbyists. This is what you need to keep in mind. Right, okay, let's make this guy some random arrangement of colors. Hey, mommy robes. Yeah, those are the ones. This is one of the character models that I'm gonna have on my army, hopefully, if I manage to create a list that goes well with it. which at present I'm not convinced about yet, but we shall find out. Okay, let's put some blue here. Don't know if you can see. Literally just painting everything blue right now. Ooh, this paint is a lot more vibrant than I was expecting, but anyway. Right, yeah, this will do for now. So I'll carry on talking a little bit more about fibromyalgia whilst I am painting, because if I try to explain too many things at the same time, I will lose concentration and this will be horrendous. So I have now been dealing with fibromyalgia for nearly half of my life. I've had it since I was 17. That's when I started displaying the first symptoms. And I mean, we don't really know what causes fibromyalgia yet. It's still being investigated. But in my case, we think it's a mixture of genetic, because my grandma has it. My uncle seemingly has it now as well. He was only recently diagnosed. I have it, and my dad could potentially have it, but the doctors aren't sure on it because he's a little bit broken with other things and it's hard to diagnose. It's a lot harder to diagnose fibromyalgia in males than in women because of the markers that give it away. It's a process of elimination, and the markers that give it away are just difficult in general, but more difficult in males due to physiology and hormones and things like that. So it takes a while. But it's a very common illness, even though a lot of people don't know that. It actually occurs in 1 in 20 people globally. In the UK, it's actually a lot higher than that. It's almost like 1 in 5 women have fibromyalgia, whether diagnosed or undiagnosed, which is bonkers. But it's still very misunderstood. Like, people still haven't even decided if it's a condition of one kind or another. It seems pretty clear that it is a neurological condition, but a recent study suggests that it may be autoimmune based on some tests that they've done on some rats. So we may be back into the autoimmune box in a few years' time. Who knows? But it also affects people differently. Like, I've known people with fibromyalgia that suffer really, really severely, others that just barely notice it. So it's kind of like a spectrum kind of illness. And there you go. So that is painted blue. Oh, hey, Rob. And hey, Harriet3611, how are you guys doing? Just painting this happy little guy. So that's kind of some quick facts about fibromyalgia, and this research about autoimmuneness and the tests that they've done on rats is literally very new. It came out like 2 months ago, so it's all still developing in any case. Right, whilst that blue dries, I am going to go back to the Sister of Battle. For those of you who may have just joined, I am also putting together my Canoness Veridyan for my Sisters of Battle army, which unfortunately is resin, and I hate painting. And crap, I just realized I should have glued something else onto her earlier than doing all of this other stuff. I hate my life. No, it's fine, we'll fix it. I genuinely don't know what she has missing here at the back. Like, what the hell is all that about? Like, why would you make an incision so pronounced just to put teeny pinchy piece of cloth right there? Like, that's not gonna glue properly. I know this is gonna be trouble. Not good, guys, not good. But anyway, we shall try it. Welcome to how I stick my fingers together, because I hate super glue and super glue hates me. Right, okay. I think it's in the right place. No, I didn't read the instructions. Why would I do that? You know, I hate reading instructions for stupid minis. Anyway, I will explain my outrage at the instructions in just a moment, but I think it's a success. So again, I'm just gonna let gravity do its thing. I don't like putting pressure on them. But yeah, I don't read instructions on miniatures boxes to build them together. Why? Because I refuse to be told how to make my minis look like. That's it. Period. I will refuse to standardize minis forever and ever. Also because, you know, when I started doing this 20 years ago, bloody hell, it's been that long, 20 years ago, you didn't have instructions to build your minis. It was literally, you will get a pack, you will cut it up, and you will put leg, boom, torso, boom, arm, boom, and there you go. It was simple as that. None of these random crap. And a lot of the time the poses were a lot more dynamic because you didn't put enough pressure in the glue and the arm ended up slouching down, but that gave your mini personality and that makes things cooler, in my opinion. So no, I didn't read the instructions and I actively refuse to read the instructions of minis. There you go. Worst range for gluing models together, my vote is Malefolks. There is a model where you literally have to glue a goatee onto his face. What the hell? Okay, that's a bit extreme. I don't know. I do remember some Osprey military minis for quite an old game. I don't even know if it's done anymore. I can't even remember the name of the game now that I think about it. They were metal, and they were still making them metal 10 years ago, which is when a lot of the other ranges started doing resin and things like that. So I don't know. I've mostly just glued that, Warhammer, Conquest, and some like toy soldiers from ages ago. But that was literally just cheap plastic. You put super glue on it. It was pretty terrible. So I wouldn't know. But I would say just fine cast overall. Fine cast is awful. Oh, it's catching up. Imperial Guardsmen and Horde models in general for me, just so tedious. No, that's where the fun comes. One arm, one torso, one leg, one torso. It's how it is, man. Rumble Slam. Some super small touch points and the glue takes forever to hold. Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun. I will not stand by that. Nope, I refuse. Right, okay, well, I nearly literally spilled the whole bottle of Talazar Blue on the wet palette. Which wouldn't have been a good thing. So I'm just putting that cup down, and yeah, let's make this guy pretty. I did have another pink, voluptuous pink. Yeah, there we go. So he has blue and pink, so he can go along with Mr. Chonky. Okay, let's do this. Probably should remember to paint properly. Hi, high-end geek, how are you? I suspect that James's dots are at the prospect of the wet palette becoming just one color. So never mind. You're right, buddy. Right, okay, let's make this man fabulously purple. Well, I mean, I'm saying man, I'm assuming his gender. I don't know if there is any specifications on Conquest lore about gender. But anyway, I don't know why I assumed he's a man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anyone. So, let's paint his something purple, undergarments purple. Right, there we go. And as we are here and I'm painting purple, I would like to take this time to tell you all that in case you didn't know, purple is actually the color to signify fibromyalgia, as well as a lot of other neurological conditions. So apart from being one of my favorite colors, like just in general, it's also really cool because it shows that you support someone with a neurological illness. Hey there, Ironbreak mercenaries. The Kroot invasion are here, guys. Just saying. There you go. I'm liking this. I think I am gonna try and do one of his gauntlets purple as well, just to keep him matching with Mr. Chonky. Right. See, but this is the thing. Like, I don't know what of that is cloth or other type of material. I'm literally just guessing here. I'm just gonna throw paint on it and it's gonna have to do. I suspect that is not flesh and therefore that makes it cloth. So, and if it's not, it's too late because it's now covered in purple. So there we go. There we go. Purpley gauntlet for the win. So yeah, what was I talking about? Purple. Yes, because it is the color for fibromyalgia awareness. So this year, in the running up to the Fibromyalgia Awareness Week itself, which is at the beginning of September, I will actually be braiding my hair like I did before I went to Scotland, but with purple. So I will be appearing in all those live streams with ridiculously bright purple braids because I'm awesome and also crazy. So whoever is lined up for the beginning of September, which I think maybe Nick and Mike, will have to deal with that. And I am not going to apologize for that. I hope that you can be just as fabulous. Right, there we go. We have one purple gauntlet, one purple sash. I'm not entirely sure that white part should go with the purple or the color of whatever that poncho. I guess it's like a poncho. Battle poncho. Battle poncho sounds like an excellent concept. Someone should patent that. I would wear a battle poncho. I think it would be great having a whole range of your sisters of battles wearing battle ponchos. I think that will catch on. Just saying. Particularly if they have pockets. So, I'll dye my beard purple. Get out! No way! I mean, that will actually top up James painting a mini in 30 minutes blind. Just saying. And yes, tactical poncho. Tactical poncho is a concept of the future. I am giving someone out there a beautiful idea. Please go and use it. I will not claim credentials for it. Oh, no purple beard. Me sad. Well, okay. It seems that this sister of battle is holding in one piece. So more time for glue. I think I've been pretty clean with how I've cut this sword. I always get a bit self-conscious with the swords because on Finecast they always seem to have some strange rebarb just by the handle. And I can't quite tell if this is actually sword or rebarb. So I'm gonna assume it's fine and I'm just gonna glue it together. And there we go. Right. Awesome. Okay, just trying to keep it still, which is quite hard because I am overall quite a clumsy person, but yeah, like I said, I've been spending the whole day typing. Crap. This is not working. Oh, maybe it's because I'm holding it. Oh, it's okay, I'm putting it in the wrong position. This is why someone should have said I should have read the freaking instructions, I'm sure. But no bother. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, the sword is supposed to be pointing downwards just to signify you're a bigger badass. Thinking of male armor poncho. We could fall out. Now I'm imagining a separate covered in armor plates and grenades. Yes, that would be pretty cool. Right, guys, this freaking army is not having it. Like, seriously. It's just spilling glue everywhere. Why can't it just not stay put? Okay. I think it is trolling me, like literally. It is trolling me. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it there. And there we go. I'm gonna prop it against another tub of paint and hope it settles down. This is the way, yes, I will. Well, normally I kit bash quite a lot, but with fine cast you cannot really do that all that well. So I was just a bit reticent to do so. Right, I am unsure, so I'm gonna leave this to you guys to decide. Should I go with orc flesh or Pterodon turquoise for the battle poncho? Any takers, please decide for me, because both of them are pretty, but I cannot really tell which one would be best. But I am going to clean this brush in the meantime. If else fails, Catarabby Studio will get the nibs out again. Oh my god, yes. That was surreal. If you guys haven't watched it, it's on my feed somewhere, where after Cato Rabbit's Rob's 30-minute painting challenge, he ended up removing certain parts of clothing and exposing some skin, and he was very proud about it. Oh, see you later, Mike. Thank you for joining, and have lovely food, which I'm sure you will do. So there we go. Go green. I was thinking that too. Let's go orc green. What's the worst that can happen? I had something on my screen and that was bothering me. Right, okay. All right. Here we go. Green battle poncho. Green battle poncho of doom. Maybe not of doom, but it just sounds edgier that way, so I'm sticking with it. I think I'm gonna make the cloth green and then the other bit sort of like, I don't know, leather or something. Ooh, that's very nice. I don't think I've ever used this color before. It's very bright. I like it. It's probably gonna look more like a harlequin than an actual spire, but like I said, there are no rules here. This is your happy place. So if I don't follow how you should actually put a mini together, I definitely won't follow any instructions as to how to paint my models. Because be creative, why not? Right. Okay, green, 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 green. I think that is green too. Oh, I think I went over detail with green. That is fine, we can fix it. Never mind. So part of the battle poncho is now green. I think this is also green. I'm just guessing again. I generally don't have a clue how this mini is supposed to be. So there we go. For those of you who didn't know, green is also the color of mental health awareness, which is often associated with fibromyalgia. I am incredibly lucky to have never been diagnosed with a medical illness of that condition, but I know a lot of people with fibromyalgia who suffer terribly from anxiety, mostly because the unknown of the illness makes it hard to prepare for things sometimes. So it is something that comes across in fibromyalgia conversations quite a lot. And considering that mental health is one of the biggest epidemics of the 21st century, well, it's always a good thing to talk about it. And considering that a lot of people use painting as some form of therapy, well, I thought I would bring it up just to remind you all that it's okay to not be okay. And I am certainly never going to judge you because I'm not okay most of the time. So there you go. He's looking very, I don't know. He's looking something. I like it. Right. I think that like leathery shawl, something probably deserves some kind of leathery color. That would probably make sense. probably. I was kind of tempted to go like grey, like make it like a grey leather or a black leather for contrast, but I don't think that's gonna work. So I'm gonna find me a nice leather color, of which I know, as a matter of fact, I have loads. And I'm gonna check on this Sister of Battle. I think the arm is glued, but I don't want to touch her too much because I'm scared of breaking it. So let's find Skeleton Horde is a nice sort of leathery color, and Cygor Brown is probably more leathery. It's probably gonna be one of those two. Ooh, Gorgrunt Fur. Actually, I like that one better. I just wanted to be distinct enough from what I've used on the sword. Right, let's do this. Battle Poncho, here we go. I never thought I would say something like that, and today I have. Right, so I've put them right next to each other, and it's considerably darker, so this is gonna be a good, good combo, I think. And if not, well, I can always paint over it, I'm sure. Yeah, I think that works. Yeah, so I don't actually have all that much long left on the live, by the way. I'm probably just gonna finish this bit, and that's probably gonna be it. So I'm gonna take a few more minutes to remind you guys what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how you can help. So we are raising funds for Fibromyalgia Action UK, which is one of the biggest charities in the UK helping people with fibromyalgia. Not only raising awareness, but they actually do a lot of work with the families and the people that suffer the illness to just help them with their lives overall, which is great of them. Last time when we did the challenge, and we were literally half as many as we are now, we managed to raise £700. So this time we've gotten a bit ambitious and decided to try and raise just as much, which would be great because I know the impact that's already made for the charity. So, you know, please help out if you can and just share it around, because all of that would just be super useful to us. I'm gonna paint these boots of the same color too, because they seem to go quite well with the color scheme. And we have a couple of things going on. So several of the guys are gonna be doing the 30-minute painting challenge, where they will have a small Bretonian, archer or militia to paint in 30 minutes. And then the people who did that last time have been challenged to our veterans painting competition, which will be open for the public to vote. And it will mean that they have a whole month, well, now a bit less than a month, to paint a mini of their choice to represent what they think fibromyalgia feels like, or what they envision fibromyalgia to be like. Ooh, and Josh actually has already chosen what he's gonna do. I'm debating whether to try and airbrush it all for the challenge. Ooh, that sounds very exciting. I don't know anything about airbrushing, so I can't comment on that front. But that sounds ambitious and fun, so I hope it works out, and I'm really looking forward to see it. So that's what you guys have to raise up to if you're joining with the challenge as well. Josh is potentially airbrushing something, so you better step it up. Oops, I have some blue in the boot. I didn't mean that. Well, anyway, here we go. He's shaping up. Not looking bad, not looking bad. Okay, well, as I need some of these colors to dry out to see actually how they're gonna come through once they are dry. I'm gonna stop the painting itself and we're gonna go back to the Sister of Battle briefly. Airbrushing is fun. The trick is to my airbrush has immediately cocked. Here comes 20 minutes of cleaning. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a super fun prospect, I must say. Right, I think I've managed to not cover most of the mini with super glue, which is great. Because I hate it when you just have resin minis and like a layer of super glue stays there, and if you just try to scratch it with a craft knife afterwards, it just doesn't get better. It normally actually gets a lot worse. So I apparently just have some shoulder pads to put on. How hard can that be? Please don't make any bets because it's probably gonna be a lot harder than anticipated. Right. Crap. This is my bad hand. This was not supposed to be the hand that will do it. But anyway. Ah, crap. It's gone everywhere. I don't know. I think it's holding somehow. And then I'm gonna put the other shoulder pad. This one actually I need to clean it a little bit because I didn't snap it in the best of ways. Oh. This craft knife is horrible. Why am I using this? Like seriously, what the hell? Right, yeah, that's a lot cleaner now, so I can work with this. Airbrushing is a good tool, but I don't love the results. It's cool to get smooth blends at first, but then you realize airbrush stuff has limited sense in it. Oh, that's fair. I mean, I've heard like some of the people that I know that are very keen for using it just kind of use it for basing, which I guess it makes sense. Oh my god, like why had this bolter had to be in the most awkward position unimaginable? Ah, shit. Sorry, this live stream is no longer PG, I swore. It's not sticking. I think I'm putting it the right way around. Right. Okay, overall my Canoness looks pretty much complete, which is good. My clone executor is looking pretty good. And just like that, in 48 minutes, I've done more advancement in my minis than in the last week. Yay! So there you go. That's probably gonna be it for now. So just very briefly, I will remind you and make you aware that actually the next live event will actually be this Wednesday, the 18th at 7 p.m. Sam Sunken King is actually gonna be doing his 30 minutes quick paint at 7 p.m. with me on Instagram, so don't miss it because it's gonna be lots of fun. And then there will be some more the following weeks. I will be announcing them all shortly. And yeah, the links are literally everywhere, so seriously, if you can just share the word, it will mean a lot, because the more people that know about the fact that there is even a fundraiser for an illness such as fibromyalgia will then, even if they never donate or if they never join with the cause, will at least know what the hell is fibromyalgia, or at least be familiar with the word, which a lot more people really need to. So just by doing that, you'd be doing a whole lot of good out there. And for those of you, because you always ask me what the hell my gloves are for, these are actually compression gloves, and they just really help my hands to stop getting spasms and being less tired, which is something that really affects me for the fibromyalgia. But also just generally when I'm painting, it's just easier for the hands not to get fatigued. I use them as well for badminton and just fine detailing stuff, so they're very practical tools, and if you suffer from pain or just shaky hands or things like that, they really help. So there you go. Thank you everybody for joining in the chat. That was a great conversation, so thanks for keeping me company. and for having your input into the little executor. I'm gonna bring back Mr. Chonky to say goodbye because he feels lonely and I don't want him to be lonely. And also for Scale. He's big. I love him. He's so good. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Take care and have a lovely evening. Bye!